Welcome to this week's episode of Channel Control. I was out last week because I was sicker than a motherfucking dog. Still got it. But I lived, thank God. And I'm back this week to do another episode of this show that you love or may not love so much. Who cares? I'm going to do it anyway. BC did send in the tape, and as usual, Matt hates you all. It's just how shit goes. BC?
What's up, Rob? What's up, Matt? It's your boy BC, the Jersey Jackass. Hit me up on Twitter at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. What's going on? It's time for some channel control, ain't it? Let's do this. Yeah, I know. I'm not there again. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I'm busy. I was out at... I got places. I'm going. I'm running. I'm doing things. Stuff happens. Sorry. Maybe I'll be there soon.
So the first show I want to get into this week is one I want to talk about last week, but I was too sick to because I was laid up dying. And that show is American Vandal. It's on Netflix. Came on last week, of course. It's a 8-episode series, about a half an hour each episode, 35 minutes each. The last episode was about 42, 45 minutes. You can get through it in a day. It's a docudrama or comedy, satire, documentary show. And it's just awesome. Now, I really don't watch these types of shows on Netflix when they had The Making of a Murderer and all these other documentaries on there. That's just not my thing. I don't like watching them. I know a lot of people like watching these shows, but again, not my thing. This one I saw was about someone drawing dicks on 27 teachers' cars at a school, and 2 students in the news department for the school, the video news department, they take on this story to find out the truth of who did this, what was the motivation, why they did it, and so on. And the one kid they picked was, God, right now I can't remember his name. I think it's something Murphy. Anyway, he, they picked him because, number of reasons. He is just a screw up in school. He's not really a popular kid. He's one of the stoners. He's a goof off. People look at him and that's the kid you say, oh, he's going nowhere in life. And he had this thing that he liked to draw dicks on the whiteboard at school or in notebooks or wherever he can draw one, he drew one. So this happened to 27 teachers' cars, and instantly he gets blamed for it. They suspended from school, and then, like I said, the 2 kids that are on the news team at the school, they go into figuring out exactly who did this. Now, the whole thing is done well. As a lot of people I talked about this said, this is like a 5-hour-long dick joke that works. I mean, when you're talking about every episode, you're trying to find out who drew these dicks on 27 cars at this school. Yeah, it's a fucking dick joke. It's a big dick joke. So, yeah, if you get a chance, go ahead and check it out if you haven't seen it already. But this is one you gotta watch. It's funny. There are some parts in it where the kids that are doing the investigating, one of the kids, he's just going for the truth and doesn't. When he looks at it after, he's like, wow, I was an asshole. The things he did to friends, I mean, he alienated people, hurt a lot of people just to uncover the truth. And hey, sometimes the truth hurts, but he was especially a freaking really big asshole about this thing. But anyway, American Vandal, it's on Netflix. Check it out. You will like the show. And our next show coming up is True Lies. James Cameron has decided that he wants to do the whole True Lies movie as a TV series on Fox. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, "Ooh, True Lies! Yeah, that's awesome. I want to see that." But then when you think about it, we've had a lot of shows, or a lot of shows, a lot of movies like this, where it's kind of the aftermath. Where okay, True Lies, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis, he's a spy and she's just a regular old housewife. He finds out that she's having an affair or she's starting an affair and uses all his resources to figure out who this guy she's trying to meet up with. However, there is something going on in the background where a terrorist is bringing, I believe it was nuclear weapons into the U.S., into the Florida Keys. And him trying to stop that and then fix his marriage, and his daughter's just going crazy, who was played by a very young Alicia Dushku, who you may know as Faith from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And yeah, the movie was great. That was a movie where, I liked Jamie Lee Curtis before, but especially the hotel dancing scene, I was like, oh yeah, I like me some Jamie Lee Curtis. But thinking about it now, how is this going to work? Are they going to do it from... Because at the end of the movie, the two of them are working together as agents. So are they going to do from before, where she knows nothing and he's going along as a spy and trying to keep this other life hidden from her? Or is it going to start up after the movie where they're both working together? Where the whole family, the children, her daughter knows that they're spies, they're both working together, and yada, yada, yada. If it's something where they're working together, then that was Mr. and Mrs. Smith, or Keeping Up with the Joneses, whatever the hell it is, the movie with John Hamm and Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot came out a while ago. That movie wasn't even really funny, but as a TV series, is this really going to work? It might not. I honestly don't know. Chuck worked on TV for a while, but that started off a whole lot differently. I don't know. BC, what do you have to say about this?
All right, so yeah, a True Lies TV show. This is interesting. It's weird. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't think it's something that really needs to be done, but the trend right now really is to get all these old 90s, early 2000s, 80s action movies and whatnot and turn them into TV shows. You got Lethal Weapon. You got there's a couple other out there, but Lethal Weapon's really actually hitting to the point that even I'm thinking that I need to start watching it. I haven't watched it, but everyone's telling me I need to give it another chance. So I'm probably gonna try it. True Lies, I don't know. The thing about True Lies is it's so good because it was Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know if you can do that without them. So it's going to be really weird to see how it works out. But, I'm down to give anything a shot. So, we'll follow the McCougal rule. We'll give it 3 episodes. We'll see how it goes. So.
All right. Thanks, BC. So, you're going to reboot this movie as a TV series, and we'll see what happens. The one good thing I can say about it is that you have Mark Guggenheim, who does all these DC shows, Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, so on and so on. He's one of the writers behind this new series, so that you can look forward to. And it's also attached to this is Mick G, who's a director, and he does a lot of action stuff. Off the top of my head, I really can't name a lot of things he's done. He might have done some of the Fast and Furious movies. I know he did a show called Fastlane with Amber Thiessen, whatever the fuck, Peter Facinelli, and some other dude. I can't remember his name right now. That's how long it's been since he just disappeared. So yeah, Mick G knows his action and fast cars and stuff like that. So there will be there'll be chases and explosions and a lot of action. And then you have Mark Guggenheim, who's one of the writers of the show. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be good. And we'll see if it gets more than a season. Next up, Sabrina is coming to the CW. Now, we know some years ago, Melissa Joan Hart starred as Sabrina the Teenage Witch in a comedy show, I believe on ABC. It eventually ended up on one of the cable channels, ABC Family or wherever. Nickelodeon, so somewhere, Disney Channel, I don't know, somewhere out there. But that was more of a comedic TV show. And this new Sabrina, what they're doing with this is it's kind of falling in line with this new Riverdale series, where the whole thing with Archie and the gang is a lot more serious. I mean, right now they're investigating. They're trying to figure out who killed this kid. I don't know what happened in the first season because I never watched it, so I don't know if they solved it. I heard they didn't, but yeah, it's not funny, haha Archie. And this is not supposed to be funny, haha Sabrina either. This is basically when Sabrina is coming of age as a witch and all the things that are going on and this is supposed to be a dark TV series. It's not supposed to be funny again, like I said, and nothing light about it. There will be death. There will be supernatural stuff. There will be a cult. There may be sacrifices. Who knows? They might pop in a vampire, werewolf, or some mystic demon, whatever. But that's what this show is going to be. They want to go for like a chilling freaking horror type TV show. And I could understand that because they've already got rid of Vampire Diaries and another show, which I will mention later anyway, but Originals is also being taken off of TV. So they're keeping Supernatural, but they still got to fill that slot for those two shows. So I think Riverdale is kind of taking the place of Vampire Diaries, and we're going to get our nasty, evil, supernatural Death of the Week show in Sabrina.
A new Sabrina the Teenage Witch show that's going to be a lot darker and more grittier, which is I found to be really kind of weird because don't they have Sabrina on Riverdale or something like that? I'm not 100%, but maybe they're planning on doing some kind of crossover. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't really know, but yeah, Sabrina. I used to love the Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina the Teenage Witch show. I thought it was really good, but we'll see how this one turns out. Taking a dark, gritty turn on Sabrina the Teenage Witch is okay, cool. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I'm down to check it out. It's definitely something new. So we'll see. Rob, you might know this. I don't know. Is it going to be on the CW? If it is, then maybe it is a planned crossover with Riverdale. I think that could possibly work out. I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I do know that I don't think it'll top the original. The original show was pretty damn good. I love that show, man.
And here's some sketches of some ideas they had behind the show, the chilling adventures of Sabrina. And yes, this is going to be evil and scary, supposedly. I'm probably going to check it out. I mean, I said I was going to check out Riverdale, and I watched the first episode, and I honestly really couldn't get into it. I've tried watching it on Netflix. I don't know. To me, it's just not Archie, but to the kids now, kids may love it. It may be awesome. Maybe I just have to have really absolutely nothing to do and watch more than 4 episodes, and maybe I'll get into it because I heard it's very slow starting out. Can we expect Riverdale and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina to do crossovers? They better, if they know what's smart. Especially if one show is kind of lacking and the other show needs a little boost. Yeah, you do things like that. That's a smart thing to do. So, when this comes out, think they're looking at the 2018-2019 season. So, yeah, you'll have that to look forward then. And TGIF, a early 90s, well, throughout the entire 90s, TV block on ABC channel where they featured a lot of family-oriented or family-style comedies. And a lot of these TV shows, I won't say all of them, but a lot of them are coming to Hulu at the end of this month. You're going to have Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step, Perfect Strangers, and Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I watched almost all these shows. Step by Step, I really don't remember that one too well. But everything else here, I've watched a lot of. I mean, the last seasons of it, the last season or something like that. I know I didn't watch the ending of these shows. But you know, it's over 800 episodes of programming. I mean, years and years of programming, and they've got a lot more stuff on Hulu. So if you've been looking forward to this is for you. And I know BC has been looking forward to this.
Speaking of the original Sabrina the Teenage Witch, that was on toward the later years of TGIF, and I am truly excited to see that the original TGIF is coming to Hulu. Finally, you know, we heard the story months back, and now we're officially getting it there on Hulu. It starts on the 29th. I am super excited for that. It's going to be freaking awesome, man. So this is going to be really cool to see. I'm going to go back and I'm going to start with Step by Step. Step by Step was always my favorite, and it's the one that hasn't been on reruns. They don't show it just about anywhere. Like it's never been on Nick at Night or reruns on any other channel. You know, you've seen Family Matters on TBS. You've seen Full House on Nick at Night. Perfect Strangers was on WGN. Hanging with Mr. Cooper was on WGN as well. But, you know, there's so many of those shows were kept being shown. But Step by Step, it was replayed for a small amount of time on Family, and then they just took it off, and no one's seen it again. It was never released on DVD, and it was always one of my favorite because, real talk, one of my first crushes of all time was Al Lambert. I loved that girl. She's, yeah, Christina Larkin, she can get it. That's real talk right there. So I'm excited to see it. I'm going to go through Step by Step. Then number 2 is definitely Family Matters. I cannot wait to relive Family Matters. Because I don't think I ever actually watched the final season of Family Matters when they changed Harriet Winslow's character. They got a new mom. So I'm excited to see, you know, how bad that happened. You know, how bad that was when it happened. So can't wait to watch this. This is going to be awesome. The only thing that disappoints me is the fact that Boy Meets World is not in the package. I guess because Disney still has the rights to them. Disney's having their own streaming service. So perhaps they will put Boy Meets World on there. That would be really cool to see. I would love to go back and rewatch all of Boy Meets World as well. Because that's another one I really do. You know, and I'm also uber stoked that Hanging with Mr. Cooper is going to be there. Because that one was a good one. So, yeah, definitely hyped and ready for TGIF. Thank goodness it's funny on Hulu. That's what's up.
Okay, so I'm not going to go too crazy on this next part, and we're going into our channel surfing. And the first show we have is Ghosted. Ghosted, starring Craig Robertson and Adam Scott. Well, a guy who's into the supernatural. He believes his wife was abducted, and another guy who used to be a police officer, and he lost his partner. Something he did caused his partner to be killed, and these two guys get abducted by this government agency because an agent names them. Another agent who disappeared named them to get these guys together. So this agency abducts these guys and puts them to work for them, and it's supposed to be, you know, your buddy cop comedy series. And I was really looking forward to this. And when I watched this show, I was let down. I mean, the show it's eh. The jokes fall really flat. I was expecting to laugh my ass off just from Craig Robertson alone. And he wasn't that funny. Adam Scott, they do the same thing with him in every character. He plays this dry, sort of socially awkward guy, and that's exactly what he played. And normally it would be funny for him. I just think the writing is just bad for this show. It's not good. So maybe they can rework some stuff. I mean, hire some new writers or something. But if this keeps up the way it is, this will not last the season. They're gonna get whatever episodes they paid for, and that's about it. This will not be going to a second season if it stays the way it is right now. The next show that, when I talked about it, everyone said it was stupid, and it even seemed a little stupid to me, was The Mayor. With the guy who's an up-and-coming rapper, and he runs for mayor of his town in California. Now, the only reason why he's running as mayor is to get his name out there, to get his rap album out. Instead of him standing on the corner saying, hey, you want to check out my mixtape? He's becoming mayor to get his name out there so he can get his mixtape out. Now, when I first heard it, I was like, are you really going to do this? Are you serious with this shit right now? And I watched it, and for an ABC show, it works. It's actually good. I laughed at that more than I did at Ghosted. Not that much more, but enough that I can say this show, it may pull out a second season. I haven't looked at what other critics had to say about it because, well, I just haven't seen it yet. And sometimes people are wrong. Like, really wrong. Anyway, both of these shows right now are on Hulu. I believe, well, today is Sunday, so Ghosted should be coming out tonight. This week is a week that a lot of channels are showing their new TV shows. So Ghosted should be on tonight. You will see it, and you'll probably think the same thing I did. If you don't, hey, leave us a message down below, or send us a message on Twitter at Channel Control, and let us know what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you think it sucked? Were we right? Were we wrong? Let us know. BC has been watching his TV show, so here's what BC has to say.
All right, so Channel Control, Rob, you watched Ghosted. I watched it, not Channel Control, Channel Surfing, my bad. Scrap that. Rewind this. Let's do that again. All right, so Channel Surfing, Rob, you watched Ghosted. I actually just finished watching it. It was okay. I think there is potential in the show. A lot of the jokes fell short for me. I didn't really laugh too much out of it. But I think the chemistry between Adam Scott and Craig Robinson is really good. These two have great chemistry, and it's surprising to me that they haven't crossed paths as much as they have. We saw them in Hot Tub Time Machine, and then again in a small point in Knocked Up. But other than that, they've never really crossed paths, and I'm really excited to see their chemistry. And I think the show has potential to go somewhere very X-Files-ish, where you got the skeptic and the believer of the two, and it's a good little twist on it. I'm really disappointed that Amber West Stevens is not going to be in the entire show. She was only in the pilot, and she's not going to be in the show going forward, because she's really hot, so I would love to see her on there. So I'm disappointed that she's not going to be in the show going forward. But once again, I will at least Makuga rule it and give it 3 episodes, maybe a little bit more, because it has such potential. So if the next couple episodes keep having a little potential, I'll keep watching. So we'll see how it goes. I did watch that, and I did really enjoy it. What else have I watched this week? Well, I watched South Park, because South Park's absolutely incredible. This episode was hilarious. Distracted driving. Don't tweet while you're the president. I absolutely loved it. The fidget spinners. Such a good episode. However, I was really thinking they were going to shy away from all the political aspects of the show now this season, but turns out no, they're still doing a little bit to it. So, you know, that's all right. It's cool. Every show keeps building on it. I'm loving the Cartman girlfriend relationship kind of thing. It's absolutely hilarious. So you gotta love South Park. South Park is by far one of my absolute favorite shows of all time. It's definitely going to be up there. If I ever do a top 10 ranked shows, it would be up there, so that's for sure. Also, watching this week was Gotham. It premiered, it came back, that's why I'm rocking my Batman shirt, despite the fact that Baby Bat is just the dumbest thing that I've ever seen on that show. I don't know why they went and put him in there, why he's got to be Baby Bat. Why can't he just be, you know, Bruce Wayne still and, you know, maybe disappear from the show? Because that's how Batman became Batman. He left Gotham. He didn't start being Baby Bat. But aside from that, I loved everything else about this episode. I thought it was great. The Penguin is finally back to being the Penguin. Cat and Tabitha. Cat and Tabitha's relationship, I really love them together. And I really love how badass Cat is becoming. More Victor Zsasz, the better. He's an incredible character on there. And I'm loving Ivy. Ivy is hilarious. I love her on there. I would like to see more Gordon and Bullock. I don't like Bullock being the captain. I want to see them more being the detectives, going out doing things on their own, because I love that buddy cop feel. I don't like the fact that he's in charge and all that. That kind of holds me down. Scarecrow. I still don't understand completely how Jonathan Crane became Scarecrow in this. He was scared of a scarecrow, and then all of a sudden, okay, now I'm a badass. And I don't know how he got the fear toxin that he used at the end of the show, because he was locked in a closet. So how did he get to the toxin? But either way, it was still a good episode. I did enjoy it, and I cannot wait to see where we go from here. Am I going to like the next episode? Who knows? It's a love-hate relationship with Gotham. So that's what I've been watching this week. Channel Control. It's been a lot of fun. Been watching a lot of the good things. So hopefully I can be in studio again. If not, I will be coming to you via video, because unlike Matt, I actually care about the audience. I want to make sure that I'm there for y'all to help out. Plus, Rob's my boy. I don't want him to have to do this completely alone. Even though I'm not there to be there with him, I'm still helping out, because that's what champions do. Champions do it. Anyway, hit me up on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all the social media, Stardust, at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. Don't forget to check out my podcast. It is what it is. Every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com, and SCNS every single Thursday night on YouTube.com/SCNS. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, BC. Enjoyed having you on. And, yeah. Love or leave it. Now, these are shows that I've already talked about a lot of these before that are being canceled. Well, I shouldn't say canceled. They're all ending, and this is the last season for all of these shows. And they are as follows. The originals. They're done. The Mindy Project. They had already stopped it on Fox. Hulu picked up the series for, I think it was 3 more seasons, and this is their final one. And this is from Mindy Kaling, this is her show, and she's like, I'm done. And sometimes you got to know when to quit. I believe this is they're going into the 6th or 7th season as the final. And to be honest, I mean, for most shows, 7 years is roughly about it. Some of these other shows are on in, like Grey's Anatomy, that's been on for 14 years, and Bones that was on for 12 or 13 or whatever. Supernatural is going into its 13th season. It's time to give it up, y'all. Look, last year, even the freaking Winchester guys, Jared and Jensen, were both talking about how they wanted their characters to die. When you got the stars talking about how they want their characters to go, maybe it's time to end the show. But anyway, moving on. The Americans. Americans, I watched the first 2 seasons of that show. It is really good. I just never kept up with it because time and hanging out and other crap, and I just couldn't keep track of it. So, excuse me. You can watch it on Amazon. That's where I need to go and start watching it. But I'm actually watching the Man in High Castle finally on Amazon now. So yeah, Americans is coming to an end. And again, it is a good series, but 12 Monkeys. I don't watch it. I watched the movie. That was it. And the TV show really did not appeal to me. So that's coming to an end. Scandal, coming to an end. Star Wars Rebels. We already knew this. We talked about this before. But like I said, most of these things I talked about already and mentioned them. And I'm probably going to mention them again when it's finally over. Or maybe not. Who knows? And the other one is Vice Principals. Now, I know I talked about that one where even when they were creating the show, they said they had 2 seasons in mind, and that was it. Once those 2 seasons are over, Vice Principals is done. Now, whether the HBO wants to pull a Supernatural and, okay, well, you're done, but we're going to keep the show going, and they find writers to continue the series, that's on them. But as far as we know right now, Vice Principals is ending this season. And that is it. And don't forget to watch us on SNS Live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, with Jason, Cora, Matt, BC, myself, and the intern, Ricardo, who he shows up every now and then, and I'm on camera every now and then. BC does a podcast every week. It is what it is, where he talks about random things, movies, TV shows, whatever issue or topic that pops into his little wrestler head and he wants to get it out there in the public. He talks about that. And Go Home, which is his wrestling podcast, and he talks... last one he did was this week. I think he released it Thursday or Friday, and it's about No Mercy that's happening later on today, or when you're watching this, it happened yesterday. And of course, the United Gaming Federation, something run by Matt, where we do tournaments every month. Last game we did was this past Friday, and I got my ass beat at Capcom versus Marvel Infinite, because I don't do fighting games. I don't do none of these games. I don't even know why I'm playing in this thing. But anyway, Matt faced off against BC. BC retains his belt, as you probably saw in one of the videos prior to this one, or just before I started mentioning this stuff. But yeah, BC still has his belt. Of course, he played Matt in a game of GoldenEye and used Odd Job. And if you're saying, well, what's the big deal about that? Look up GoldenEye and Odd Job, and you'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching. It's great to be back. I'm still getting better. I've got a little cough, but right now I've got to put this on a computer and get back to watching football and see if the New York Giants are going to win this game. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.